Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing a self-commentary of one of my clients that I'm currently coaching. Now, this is on his Smurf account, which I have decided to get him to play his games on because right now he's in a bit of a rut. He's not winning enough games and we're trying to diagnose the problem. So what I've said is go to your Smurf, record a game for me and commentate on what's going on so I can review it, figure out what your thought process is, understand it in relation to the game and provide you actionable insights. So this is a really insightful video about how to have more impact, whether you're an AD carry or not, how to stop autopiloting, why getting distracted in League of Legends is so bad. So like having something up on your second monitor, like a Twitch stream, or you're typing to your mates on Discord at the same time, and focusing on the things that you can do to have impact regardless of how far you are behind or how bad your support is or how bad a teammate is or how badly they've affected your early game. I hope you guys enjoy it. What I'm really going to be focusing on is your performance, how you're talking about your performance, and how you're interacting with players on your team, as well as your deaths. Those are the big things I want to be focusing on because I think these are the big issues holding you back at the moment, or not holding you back, but really the big focus areas that we need to focus on. So let's get on, or into the game, I should say. All right. Not sure if that's too loud. I'll just leave it like that for now.
So, we are fishing for the level 1. Because we have a blitzcrank.
Cool, that's good.
Well, they may have invaded us.
This level 1's fine. You just got to watch out because, like, yeah. It's good just staying at the back. Yeah, there we go.
Never mind. Well, we found them.
Alright, so going into this, I know you like to have chat on, but please just go in your system settings and mute it. I know you like to say positive stuff, and I see you will say negative stuff in this game as well. Please just remove it, because you're an emotional player, not in a bad sense, but you're just a naturally emotional person. And having chat on, one, allows you to facilitate chat and emotion, and it doesn't actually help you express it. It just basically intensifies it, which is not good, because for a player like you, we need to be keeping your emotions at a real baseline. So one, it's going to get you too emotional. Two, it's going to get you too caught up in like back and forth. Three, whenever we're typing, it takes us away from our keyboard to do good micro, which is always a bad thing. And four, whether it's negative or positive, nothing ever good comes from League chat. Like, the amount of good things you can say in League chat is never going to outweigh the negative and just the toxicity, not for just you, but for the rest of your team. So honestly, just mute it in system settings. I really don't want to see it in your gameplay anymore if you are serious about climbing.
Okay, that's really unfortunate that Draven got first blood.
There's like, just see, like, no point. I get you're waiting for red buff to spawn, but like, who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? Like, it's first blood, it's done, Draven got it.
Okay,
move
so
on. Cool.
I'm going the long way around. I don't really feel like getting clobbered by...
Yep, it's safe.
Okay, they weren't in the bush, but I'm glad I went the long way anyway. It's got double long swords.
Cool, so they leashed. You can tell by Draven's a mana bar. Something you should be saying in your commentary. Thinking about what that means. Cool, good board, great board. Cool, so Blitz is really low health. You should be talking about that or thinking about what that means. So as you can see here, the level 2, I think you stayed up for too long, and obviously you end up baiting Blitz's death, because that hook was meant for you. I'm not sure if he would have died if you pulled back earlier.
I accidentally consigned Blitzcrank to his untimely early demise. But I already don't think this Blitzcrank is great.
It's okay. Yeah, he might not be the best player, but that doesn't mean we basically just make it, you know, a pointless argument. Cool. Play safe. Good. Good. Excellent. Good. I think he could have been a bit more aggressive there, but it's okay.
I have nothing. Blitzcrank, shut the fuck up. Holy shit.
Cool. So we can tell by your tone of voice and the speed at which you're typing and the anger of the typing, you've risen that emotion, which we're trying to keep down for someone like you. Good.
Back, but he's not very good at the game.
Yeah.
So
See how you raised your emotion. Something negative happened. Then you let it affect you, and then this is the consequence. You now start talking negatively about Blitzcrank. So rather than being constructive, and yes, maybe Blitzcrank isn't the best player, but it's the hand we've been dealt. So instead of being negative the whole time about the player, instead be constructive and go, well, okay, Blitz isn't the best player. How do I adapt my play style and my gameplay to suit that? So can I freeze the wave more often? Can I, make sure the wave is never always pushing into the enemy? Because that's when the enemy team has a really long kill zone. And this is where, yes, Blitzcrank or your support isn't the best player, but what can you do to try and band-aid that or fix that? And yes, it's not your job to try and make this Blitzcrank a better player. And yeah, maybe it's a support gap. But at the end of the day, this is the game you've been dealt. These are the players you're stuck with for the next 20, 30 minutes. So we need to make the most of it. Because if we aren't, we're not thinking constructively in the short term of this game, but also in the long term of, well, if your goal is to go or to get back to platinum, we need to start acting and thinking like a plat player. And that's what a plat player thinks like. They understand they've got a handicap on their team or a weakness, and what they do is they problem solve. They try and come up with a solution or the best solution or band-aid they can come up with to solve that issue. And again, this kind of has stemmed from the first blood of Blitzcrank and then his death. Great hook by him. Good, just run. I mean, Blitzcrank saved your life there, which I think is pretty good of him, so... He might not be the best player, but at least he's very conscious on saving your life.
I have died 0 times.
Can't be angry at that death. Like, to be honest, you guys didn't really have an opportunity to ward the river.
0 times. It's fine.
That's fine. You're playing okay. CS lead is even. Again, focus on the things you can affect. CS lead, CS difference. That's something you're in control of at the moment. So always, when something like this happens where we go down a few kills, go back to basics and go, okay, what can I control in the game? Can I control Blitzcrank constantly dying? Yes, to a certain extent. I can manage waves better. I can try and ward. But at the end of the day, Blitz has died, 3 times already? Can't do much about that. So let's go back a step and just go, okay, what is the most fundamental concept or thing I can focus on this game to maybe not get back into the game, but at least go even or reduce the deficit. And yeah, Draven's 3-0, like it's very hard, but we have to be doing everything we can to be trying to close that gap or at least stop the bleeding. And so we go back to something like your CS. We can see that actually even in CS with him, you'll go down a little bit because obviously the wave is pushed in, but focusing on a fundamental thing that you're doing okay or a fundamental concept that you can focus on instead of focusing on all the negative things happening is a really good way to keep your mental stable and keep yourself focused in the game until the game is actually over. Because it's 3-all right now. Yes, Draven's got a lot of kills, but on the rest of your map, your team's doing okay. So we're thinking too insular, we're thinking too negative. Keep it positive and focus on fundamentals when nothing else is going right. Cool. Good. Freeze.
It's fine as long as...
We want this slow pushed, right? Because every time we've had this pushed up, that's when Blitz dies.
Give Draven anything more than what Blitzcrank is giving him.
Cool. So the good thing is Draven recalled here. I think if Draven hadn't have recalled, freezing would have been better here. But this is actually a really good push because Draven's not here. I assumed because Nort would stay, Draven would stay as well. I don't like this. You guys haven't warded. Like, whenever we're pushing up here, always ward. Like, just literally go. You're not going to lose anything by taking the time just to ward this. 5 seconds, go ward it, protect yourself. You've got flash. You don't have ult. We don't really know where Rengar is, so we're in a lot of danger here. Draven's missing as well, and it's just a recipe for disaster. Auto attack for too long if you die here. Yep, lucky. Nort didn't go for the hook there.
Okay, yeah, he has a lot of stuff on him right now. Yay.
Cool, that's fine. See, yeah. No. Don't do that. No point typing any of this. It's not constructive. I know you probably think it's constructive, but it really isn't. Ping for assistance if you need to, but don't type. Cool, let this push in. This is good. Good roam, good rotate here. I don't think you actually want to commit to this rotation. I don't think your team's going to win this. I'd much rather you just collect the CS at bot lane. Yeah. Yeah, see, look how much CS you lose. I know what you're thinking, like, you know, it was an okay team fight or whatever, or, you know, I should have rotated, but in reality, you guys should never have rotated. One, because Shen's got a global ult, and two, you're a level 4 Vayne. You rotating to a fight like that is not what you need to do. Right now, you just need to be focusing on your lane state and getting as much farm through CS as possible.
They only get a mountain drag, which isn't terrible.
And it wasn't... That fight wasn't your fault, but your rotation to that fight gave your team the impression that they should fight it. So I'm not saying it's your fault, but what happens when we follow a bad call or we group at the wrong time, we can cause unfortunate events like this to happen where our team assumes that that's a opportunity to fight or that's a reason to fight. When in reality, we really shouldn't be doing that. You lose, what is that? Yeah, you lose a lot of CS. The good thing is you're only 3 CS down still, which is really good. But we just lost about 10 to 15 CS, which is, you know, arguably like 200 gold. 200, 300 gold that we missed for no reason. And you gave the enemy team maybe like 2k gold. So real big gold loss there that was purely preventable just through better macro and understanding that your wave is more important than grouping as a level 4 Vayne. Cool, good. That's like your first ward in that brush in 8 minutes. So I don't know what you and your Blitzcrank are doing, but you need to be warding that a lot more often. Given this is your first time doing commentary, it's really good. You actually are talking more than what most people do on their first time. I would eventually like to see you do more talking and talking more about the why. Like, okay, this happened. Why is that important? And what do I have to do differently? Thinking really about the why and the what when something happens, rather than just commentating on this happened. Then talk about your, talk your thought process out loud of, okay, why did that happen? What can I do as a result of that? Cool. That's good. Exactly. Something like that. There. Perfect. Perfect. Much better. That's much more analytical. Good. Good.
On the plus side, it means I don't die.
Cool. You don't need an auto attack here. I mean, you can because you got the opportunity and you can thin out the wave. But as soon as if Nort walks into that brush, you just need to play safe. Cool. I'd try and freeze this, but nah, they won't let you, so it's fine. Yep, just focus on last hitting here. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh, pretty close, pretty close. Cool. Good ping miss. Cool. Why are we auto attacking here? We want the wave frozen. Freeze, freeze, freeze. Every time Blitz dies or you get in trouble here is because the wave is too pushed. And they've just cleared river wards and we don't know where Rengar is. So you've now put this lane in a really tough... Yeah. Cool. I'm not sure how this is going to go, if it's going to go positively or negatively, but...
Yep, there he is.
See, if this fight was played out with a wave state here, this fight would go so much better for your team. Because instead of Yone being here when he E's, he'd be all the way back here. So he'd just E back and just run away. But instead, Rengar's now here, and whoever he chooses, whether it's you or Yone, you're in a very compromised position here. All because you just kind of mindlessly or autopilot pushed that wave. And I know in previous reviews, we've talked about your autopiloting and you're just randomly pushing waves because it happens a lot, right? When you're constantly getting pushed in, particularly as an AD carry, as soon as you get breathing room to push out the lane, you're like, oh, fuck, finally, I can breathe. I would just want to push out this lane. Like, I hate... It's like a mental game, right? There's nothing actually bad about being pushed in a game like this. The only bad thing is in our head, we think, fuck, why, like, you almost think of it like a battle or a victory of like, Draven keeps pushing me in, like, I need to push him back, when really, there's no logical reason to have to get the wave back. Particularly in this game state where Draven's 3-0, and you're just trying to farm and catch up because you're a Vayne versus a Draven, you really want the wave state to be like always here, just beyond your turret or within your turret, because then it's super safe for you and it's super safe for your blitz. So yeah, and then when fights like this happen, you're just positioned a lot safer.
Yikes.
Cool, now let's see this play back. Obviously, you're not going to recall here. Don't recall, don't recall. Good.
The death penalty instead.
Good. Cool. Now just focus on the CS. I don't care about Yone. No. It's gone. No, don't.
Fucking hell.
What? See, this is again, we've gotten into our head a lot. Like, you know, as a player, as a gold plat player, you know that you should never go for the control ward there when you've got 15 minions attacking your turret, right? There's no logical reason for you to be going for that control ward other than a brain snap. You're too like negatively emotionally charged, and you're now just like doing things without thinking about it. And I noticed you've been silent for the last minute or so, which means you're kind of gone out of the analytical mindset and you're just kind of in this like survival or flight or fight kind of state. And this is where we start to make poor decisions. So that's why we need to bring back this commentary and try and keep it as consistent as possible throughout a gameplay. Obviously, you can be silent when you're concentrating deeply, but when we're doing decisions like going for a control ward, like why are we clearing a control ward over clearing like 15 minions? It just doesn't make any sense, and it just puts you in a compromised position. So this, your wave management and that roam at level 4 are the big three mistakes you made this game. And yeah, you can be like, well, Blitz is shit, or Lee Sin didn't help us as much as the Rengar did. Yes, cool. They're all factors, but we can't control them. The 3 things you could control this game is your wave management, your roam at level 4 that resulted in your team all dying, and then this play just here where you went for a control ward over 15 CS.
Great.
So 3 big points there.
This one's going very well. The team is more coordinated. We haven't seen gank from Lee Sin since level 2. Their Draven is 4-0 with an Essence Reaper at 11 minutes. Sounds Blazer King at 11 minutes, but I don't know how much that's going to help.
Cool. And that was perfect timing, right? Because notice how you talk about the game versus how I'm talking about the game. And of course, like, I'm in hindsight, I'm chilling here, I'm watching a replay, I'm not in the moment, I'm not in the heat of the game. But notice how much different my perspective of the game is compared to your perspective. All you're doing is focusing on the negatives, and there's no why or how am I going to come back from this. Whereas I focus on the negatives that you're in control of. You focused on the negatives that you're out of control of, that you're not in control of. And I focused on solutions, and you just didn't focus on solutions. You just wanted to vent or get out the issues that you can see present. So we need to get a bit more analytical here, and we need to be a bit more constructive and self-critical in a positive way. Not self-critical in a negative way, like, I'm shit, I don't deserve to win this game, like, this Draven's better than me, I don't deserve to be platinum. No, thinking critically in the moment based on certain events. Just because we have a bad game doesn't mean we're a bad player, or just because we have a bad week, a bad month, doesn't mean we're a bad player. But where we need to start when we get into situations like this, where games constantly feel like this, is we need to be breaking down the things that are in our control. Going back to basics and breaking down the things that are in our control.
Lee Sin is counter jungling.
Who cares? Don't worry about Lee Sin. You've got bigger things to focus on right now. Cool. Last hit. Good. Clear the mages. Nice. Good. Good. Cool. Okay, you got a care here. We don't know if they actually recalled or not. Good.
Okay.
See,
so.
Cool. You could actually ping Dragon here right now, because we could assume that Draven and Nort recalled. Dragon could be a potential opportunity here, because you've technically got mid and bot prio and Lee Sin's bot side. So what I'd like here is a bit of leadership, and this is a more advanced concept, but I'd like you to start using your pings of going, just pinging Dragon is coming up in 15 seconds, and letting your team decide if they want to do it. Like, if Blitz, Yone, yourself, and Lee all converge onto Dragon, cool, let's do it, because you've technically got a Dragon win condition here. If you guys get the second Dragon, you're actually setting yourself up for a bit of a win con, You know, you're not winning in kills. You're not winning really any lanes, specifically besides top lane. Let's try and create another win con on the map, or at least let our team know that that is a potential opportunity, a macro opportunity that we can do because we've got priority.
5-11, Draven has 4 kills, Zed has 3 kills, Rengar has 4 kills.
Cool. Mindlessly auto-attacking. Again, wave management. What do we want to do with this wave and why? This is what I want in your commentary. Like, why are we pushing? If you're pushing for a reason, good. But tell me. Like, tell me why you're pushing this wave. Are we trying to get priority for Dragon? Are we just trying to get CS so we can back and get an item? What are we trying to do and why?
What do we do? Please think we go over another
Good. You actually asked what do we want to do. And what's interesting is you don't even consider the option that you guys could have done Dragon here. Like Zed and Shen are top right now. And yes, Yone and Blitz are now roaming top. But if you ping Dragon 15 seconds ago or 30 seconds ago, your team would have converged on Dragon. Set would have drawn Shen and Zed up. And then you guys have a decent chance of getting this Dragon.
Shen and Zed are both top lane.
Cool. See, you guys have priority. Draven and not recall, but now this is a really tough Dragon. This is good. This is good. Notice how you got bot prior, so now you guys can get Dragon. Please get it. Nice. Well done. Don't fight. Don't fight. Run. Run. Get ready to ult if you need to. Good flash. No, no, no. Oh, God. Nice. Good E. Oh, no.
I was invisible. Pardon?
Yeah.
Excuse me? I was not visible.
Yeah. So notice how we got the Dragon right and that outcome happened, but how much cleaner it would have been if you did it when I said. So purely preventable death. And yeah, you're like, the interesting thing is, right, and again, this is the benefit of hindsight, being able to watch it, and it's not my game. But being able to see, you know, what would have happened if you pinged that Dragon when there was 20 seconds or 25 seconds left for it until it spawned versus the outcome here. Like how much a world of difference that would make in a game that you're losing, but it's not over yet. But now yes, we've gotten the Dragon, but look at the cost at what, like, look at what it cost us. It's like really bad. And imagine if we got that Dragon right, and look at what Set's done in the top lane. Like so much good macro activity just through a bit of shot calling at the right time could really bring this game back. And like, I don't even know who you're typing to right now. Like if you're typing to me or you're typing to anyone else, like why are you typing? Like your whole concentration, I see this way too much in players. Players will have like a stream up on their second monitor. They'll be typing in Discord, like between deaths. Like, do you want to become a plat player or not? Like, do you want to get to the 8%? Do you want to get back to the top 8%? Or do you want to continue to be a gold player? We need to start being, and this is like sounding harsh, but we need to be critical on ourselves of like, yeah, maybe we're not playing the best, or maybe, you know, our champion is harder to climb with than others. But are we doing everything else in our control to be a better player and to give ourselves the best shot of platinum? So I don't want to hear complaints about Vayne is weak or these matchups suck or I just can't play the game when we're doing really bad habits like typing during deaths. Like, why are we doing that? We should actually be analyzing the game. Death timers are a perfect time for you to take a breath and go, fuck, okay, I just died. What's the next win condition on the map? What do I have to do in the next 90 seconds? If you can't think out to the next 90 seconds, think out to the next 30 seconds and put a why to it and then put a how. And then you're going to set yourself up to stay concentrated in the game, to stop autopiloting and to stop getting distracted by Discord or whatever's going on in your second monitor, whatever you're typing to at the moment. I know you have a 20 deficit lead. I think Draven's on 96 CS right now. You're on 75. 20 CS deficit lead, purely preventable through better wave management and actually killing the minions when they're pushed into your turret rather than wandering off, killing control wards or trying to roam as a level 4 Vayne. Cool. Set's coming bot. See how we're typing? Like, we're not even noticing that Set's coming bot here. Like, what a crazy opportunity. Look at Blitz roaming. Like, you haven't said anything about this. You haven't even pinged it. Like, communication and focusing on what's happening right now is so key, yet you're distracted with typing. Cool. Like, Yeah, see, like, I just don't get why you wouldn't try and bait this Draven, right? You've got Exhaust, you've got Tumble, you've got E. Like, let's try and get back in this game. Like, sets here. Blitzcrank's perfectly set up. We can assume everyone's topside, right? Because Zed's there, Shen's there. We just killed Rengar, or we just, you know, Rengar should be topside because his bot side jungle's cleared, as you can see, and Lee Sin's topside. So, like, we're so safe here, and we're just recalling. Like, what a wasted opportunity. You could have just grouped with your set here. Like, you're basically taking yourself out of the game when you're going topside. What I much would have rathered is, yes, you can go topside here because there's nothing else to do, right? Mid lane, you've got Yone. Bot lane, you've got Set. But before you go to topside, I would have loved to see you actually try and make an opportunity of Set's rotation. Set made a really good rotation bot lane. And instead of actually using that as an opportunity to get a kill or to get back in the game, we just used it as an opportunity to go to a side lane so we can safely farm against a really far behind Shen. So right now we're just thinking too like micro in terms of like how we get back into this game, and we're thinking about it the wrong way. Mindlessly auto-attacking. We see Shen topside. Like, we see Rengar topside. What are we doing here? What's the goal? What's the goal? Are we trying to help Lee Sin? Doesn't look like it. So why are we pushing this in when Rengar's topside? Autopiloting. And notice this autopiloting all started as soon as you alt-tabbed and you started typing. You didn't realize Set going bot was an opportunity for you to try and get a kill on Draven when you had Exhaust, E, and Q up. And now you're just... You know, like Lee Sin took a bad trade, right? But the fact that you're just pushing the wave with no reasoning, you get caught now, you lose 60% of your health. You know, if Rengar decided to come top now, you'd kind of be screwed. So we're just not, like, it doesn't feel like you're playing to win, or you just don't know about these opportunities that I'm talking about. So either way, like, it's good. We've got areas to improve on. Cool. Okay, this is another macro opportunity. Rengar and Zed are bot side. Look on the map. What's up right now? Rift Herald. I would be pinging Rift right now, saying, I can come here. Just go on your way, or even ping Rift. Lee's top side right now. We've got mid pro. That's what we should be directing our team towards. So thinking and taking a bit more of a macro leadership strategy is never a bad thing here. Set just died. What can we get on the other side of the map? Instead, we're just recalling, like getting a crit cloak. Instead, we could be doing Rift Herald right now.
So Set just got shut down by Rengar and Zed, which is bad, because that's a lot of gold that just went over to Rengar. Good news is he's already ahead, so...
Why are we topside? Why are we topside? Why are we topside? Why are we topside? Autopilot! Look at bots! There's a whole wave! We're losing all these...
Alright, so...
No! Why are you topside? Rift! No, Rift isn't the call anymore. Rift was the call 30 seconds ago when I said it. I get why you're thinking about Rift right now, but it's just the complete wrong timing. Kind of like the Dragon. You're thinking about these objectives like 30 to 45 seconds too late. You need to be thinking more about these, and that's why I want you to just concentrate on the game. Stop alt-tabbing and typing, because you're forgetting key concepts like this. Gold and plat 80 carries know that they should be pinging dragons, they should be pinging rifts, they should be engaging in team leadership and macro opportunities to get themselves back in the game. Yes, you had a bad laning phase, but you've now had so many opportunities to try and help your team get back in the game, and we've just wasted them.
That second thing was wrong. Okay, so I just saw Draven and Nautilus mid.
Cool. You're a level 8 Vayne right now, by the way. Rengar can literally one-shot you. So, again, we're pushing this wave. I don't know what we're pushing the wave for. Are we pushing the wave to get Rift priority? I can't tell, because you haven't even pinged Rift. So, if we're pushing to get Rift priority, we should be pinging it to let your team know that, hey, I'm pushing top lane. Let's go Rift. And look, you've got 4 people topside. So, maybe Rift is the right call. Now, your team take bad fight.
Yep,
Doesn't matter.
the team.
You were never meant to be in that fight.
Ain't fucking with that one.
And notice how, like, Set's trying so hard to keep you guys in the game right now, and no one's helping him. Like, you've had so many opportunities to try and help him.
Bloody Blitz land a single hook in this game?
No.
Jesus.
With focusing on the wrong thing.
Uber defensive because this Blitzcrank literally can't land a hook to save his life.
Focusing on the wrong thing. Again, yeah, maybe Blitz isn't good. Maybe he, he kind of is not, hitting hooks. And he's not hooking as much as possible. But we can't change that. We can't focus on that because we can't do anything about it. So it's just pointless. All it does is get us negatively thinking emotionally and negatively, which we don't want. Cool, Dragon and Rift are up. Can we take one of these? Like, can we ping Set spot? Set just TP top. Okay, so Dragon's not on here. Can we do Rift?
Yeah, they got their first Dragon.
Instead, we're just doing Raptors. Like, Raptors at 18 minutes. Like, look at Rift. Look at Rift.
Could not be a god this game.
Look how free Rift is right now. Instead, we're doing Raptors. You can solo Rift here with Set Pro, and you've got Mid Pro. You don't have Mid Pro anymore, but 30 seconds ago, when you saw Set TP top, that
this game, I'm going to go play there in Kings.
Immediately says, Dragon's off, what else is on the map? So whenever we see something like this, where there's a very lopsided priority, where the enemy has a lot of priority on one side of the map, they're going to get Dragon. Cool. So you're willing just to trade Raptors, your own Raptor camp, for Dragon. Instead, you should be thinking about, okay, they're going to take Dragon. Can I get Rift? In this case, yes, you could have got Rift. You could have got Rift like 4 minutes ago when I said for the first time. But again, we've got another opportunity to take a big macro advantage. If you get that Rift, you can use it for the next Dragon. You then have 3 Dragons. You can give it to Set, because Set has priority. If you just ping it, Set might come. Take Rift, and then all of a sudden, you're able to empower his split pushing technique that's honestly the only thing keeping you in the game at the moment. But we're not even thinking about that. We're thinking too much about, like, Raptors. Like, I just don't know why we're even thinking about... Like, I know why we're thinking about Raptors, because you're trying to get any gold income you can, but we're thinking way too small and selfishly. We need to start thinking more macro and be like, okay, I'm behind. How can I help get myself ahead as well as my team ahead? Bad fight by, actually, oh no, good fight. Sorry, I didn't see Lisa in there.
Jesus.
Wow, well played by Lisa. Cool, grouping mid's fine here.
That might be the most confident play I've seen Blitz make this whole game. Wow, Set, keep going.
Rift,
going to get carried by this,
Rift,
playing the game.
Rift Terror. Yes, you're not playing the game, but you're making yourself not play the game. We're recalling 450 gold. We've got Prio. Just do Rift. Just do it.
Oh, he died. What a shame.
We're doing nothing to help the Set here. Set just got a fucking inhib, and all we did was push a mid tier 1. And now your team, like...
Please.
No.
Okay, fine.
Yone bot, who cares? You don't want bot farm.
Nope, I can't do shit. I'm gonna stay mid.
Why aren't you ulting? Alt.
I don't know what I was supposed to do there.
You meant to ult. You got to ult earlier there. Where are we typing? What are we typing? Who are we typing to? Do we want to win the game or not? Do we want to play the game or not? Like, this game is completely yours to win. And you can have impact in this game. Instead, we're just, like... You're like Faker, where... You're like that Faker meme where he's like... they get him alt-tabbing playing Counter-Strike, alt-tabbing playing chess, like, doing all these things. Like, why are we alt-tabbing and do... Like, if we don't want to play League, like, just go talk on Discord. Like, you don't have to play League. But like when you do play League, make the conscious choice of, I am willing to concentrate for the next 30 minutes or however long the game's going to take. I'm willing to concentrate for that long and focus on winning the game. Because right now I keep complaining to my coach that I can't climb, I can't do anything, it feels hopeless. But then I see this happen. Like, you sent me this recording and I can see all these things happen. And I'm not trying to be, like, these things are so easily fixable and you know it. Like, as I'm saying these, I bet you're beating yourself up about it. I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. I just want you to do better because you deserve better. You can play better. And these things, maybe you were doing this when you're in Plat in the preseason. But when we're struggling to climb, we need to start breaking little things down like this and removing them from our gameplay. Why? It's 22 minutes. Why are you farming a Grom?
Maybe I should have went, like, you know what? I should have went straight Randuins, honestly.
Go mid. Look at the mid farm. Do anything.
I should have went straight Randuins. I don't need damage.
All you're doing right now is you're pushing, recalling on 300 gold. Pushing, recalling on 300 gold. And what this is doing is it's mismatching your tempo with your team's tempo. Look at you recalling. Look where Set and Yone are. They're trying to push lanes. Like, you two could literally duo Baron right now. But you're not even thinking like that because you're typing in Discord. You're thinking about a cloth armor. You're thinking about a Gromp. You're not thinking big picture enough of what can you actively do to help your team win this game. You and Set can literally duo Baron right now. Like, literally. Do it for free. Draven's bot side.
Draven already having 3 items.
Or you could be hunting right now with Set.
The best thing I can do right now is just build straight armor.
No, the best thing you could be doing right now is playing better macro and hunting. And trying to get objectives for your team. Why are we doing wolves? Stop doing wolves. There's a whole mid wave. Look at the mid wave. Why are we doing wolves?
Coming up in 50.
Like your Lee Sin needs farm. I get it. He's 2 levels ahead of you. But he needs farm. Why are we doing wolves over mid lane? It just doesn't make sense. You're autopiloting because you keep alt-tabbing. You're not autopiloting because you're a bad player. You know better. You're just autopiloting because you're lazy and you're doing the wrong thing by constantly alt-tabbing and not actually thinking about the game. It's really important that when we queue up for League of Legends, we're thinking about the game. And if you just want to be a for fun player, like, if you just want to be a for fun player and enjoy the game, I get it. Like alt-tabbing, talking to your mates, having fun, whatever. Do that. But I know you don't want to. You want to become better. You've got a coach to become better. Help yourself become a better player by doing the basics, by doing the fundamentals, and actively thinking about the game you're playing rather than just letting it happen. Right now, you're just like, you're almost like an NPC. You're just letting everyone do things, and all you're doing is just, I'm going to farm gold, I'm going to farm jungle, I'm going to do this, I'm going to buy a cloth armor. It's just pointless. Like, you're not helping your team or contribute anything to this game when you could be contributing so much. Like, look at Set right now. Look at how much pressure he's applying, and look at you. You're farming mid. Your team's fighting. Thank you. Good rotation. Could have been earlier. Excellent. This is such a good game because you get the free win, but there were so many things you could have done to make this game better. And it's important because it's not important because of this game. It's important because when a game like this happens and you don't have a Set that's the win con, your actions and your decisions are going to be so much more important, and all the things I've pointed out along the way of this game review are going to be the things that can tilt the tide or turn the tables in your favor. And I bet if this game was a loss, you'd be like, coin flip, I got the worst team, my Blitzcrank sucked. But instead, you got the good Set who was able to split push and carry the game, but you did nothing to help contribute other than doing like the bare minimum. You're not a bare minimum player, and you know you shouldn't be playing bare minimum League of Legends. Cool. Big things overall is take more agency. Don't get distracted. Manage your wave better. Stop focusing on the things outside of your control. Instead, focus on the things inside of your control and take leadership with macro calls that make sense, because I know you know how to make them.